Okay, so with you said with multiple sclerosis, that is something that happens. Is that
Yes,
okay?
it's generally you can, yes, and it's what is starting to reveal itself is how for every chronic disease there is specific personality pattern, personality type that goes with that disease, and that comes from childhood reactions where that body armoring is formed, and then that sets up the space for physiological imbalance and then even disease later. Also, yeah, a lot of self-sacrificing behavior that we find with, yeah, with therapists, with healers, where we just tend to keep going and put others first above ourselves. That also ultimately leads to early death. So a lot of these myths, that where we think, oh, okay, that person is so noble and so whatever, just all that, just often, if it's not if it isn't going hand in hand with full spiritual awakening, then yeah, it's actually self-detrimental. So there is that
Interesting.
balance. So everything we've got to keep on looking, are we in balance in life? And that's ultimately what we're aiming at in this dance also, and in the conscious dance process
It
to
must be
keep
so
our
it must be so fascinating because I'm sure every month and every week and every it must go in patterns and like waves of like a movement. There must be like this, like a phase that goes through Bliss dance, or
yes.
themes that kind of travel and then they move into the space and then they kind of work their way through and then a new theme arises.
Yes, there's that, and then of course there's the whole astrological influence, which I just find so strong that there's always that happening as well. With the astrological month that we're in, the season, the environment. Yes, so yes, that's the other truth. Our environment has is linked to our physiology as our emotion is linked to our physiology. It has very direct influence. So that's the value of dancing it, so that we can be in tune, so that we can know, so that so it's lifting the veils, it's making, helping us, yeah, step into the show. Influences that we may not be aware of, that they're seen, and then we can deal with them. Yeah, that we can
I
handle
always
it.
think of the planets like, they're obviously they're heavenly bodies, the planets.
Yes.
And they've got their own personality, just as much as we've got our own heavenly bodies, showing up at Bliss Dance and with our own personalities and depending on our own personal orbit and our own personal interface with each other and, where we're at in terms of our own, planetary alignments, you could say, within the group.
Yes.
It's like we've got real interesting, it's like a planetary metaphor.
Yes, it is a planetary metaphor. It's probably, yeah, that would be pretty fascinating going into with the experienced group dancing all those bodies. Like, Rudolf Steiner completely tuned in with the consciousness of each planet. Okay,
It would
so
be
much
so
thinking
interesting.
about it, yes, so that we really feel it and dance it and experience
Yeah,
it.
yeah, beautiful.
There's all of that.
So, anything else that came out of your session with Dr. Cooks that you want to share with us? First of all, who
Um,
is Dr. Cooks?
Dr. Cooks is a homeopath, and he works a lot with, and he works half his time in Canada and half the time here, so it's quite nice. He's updated with information from there as well. Um, and he works very much with mind patterns and the way you think and your emotions, lifting that out and assisting people also to presence in awareness. Um, yes, what came out is that that yes, that it's always good for us to look at balance. And what's come up for me is that one of the aspects of this dance is that there is the aspect of undifferentiated Eros that arises. And perhaps in our mind we tend to hold on to the sensuality aspect of Eros in that way. But ultimately, where we can go, where it's possible to go with the Bliss dance, is to go to undifferentiated life, where life is available for us in a total balanced way, where it doesn't need to be only in the sensual or sexual realm. It's across all the chakras, balanced. That's something that has been with me for many years, just a reminder to help us bring in that balance always. Clarity, yes. So I think that's a good one.
Yeah, how does that look? I suppose is an interesting question. Like,
yes,
how does it look? Right.
Let's explore that and have the conversation again when we've had a look. And
what is undifferentiated Eros?
In traditional society, I think we tend to have erotic feelings for one specific person, or maybe one or two or three like that. But in the Bliss dance session, we can get those feelings of eroticism is there as an energy field available in the whole for the whole of the group, and everyone just looks amazingly beautiful, and there's magnetism between everyone, and there's just this wonderful, renewing and powerful life force available for everyone. So that's one can say. And Eros really essentially coming from the Greek word meaning life, actually, not necessarily meaning sensuality, just meaning life. So undifferentiated life is really the best word to use. In the sense that we tend to enjoy life only through our perception. We have our likes and our dislikes. But if we extend that, we can go to a space of non-judgment. Nothing matters, and there's just pure life force rising in everyone and in all of life around us. So, the space of going to the space of consciousness in all. We are consciousness, and consciousness is in all. So then there is no other. Then there is only presence in awareness.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that feels good also.
That's beautiful. Very, very heartfelt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the update, and hopefully we can upload these onto YouTube and share a little bit of what's news with Bliss Dance in Joburg.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
And we'll see you again.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.